Ladies and gentlemen, gather round because we're about to resurrect a true gem of the horror genre. No reagent necessary, just pure nostalgia and admiration for a brilliant little movie called Re-animator. Yes, 2025 marks the 40th anniversary of this cult classic, and it still holds up as one of the most insane, hilarious, and unforgettable horror comedies ever made. Now, let me take you back to 1985. Picture it. Young me, innocent, wide-eyed, sitting in a dark theater completely unaware of the cinematic roller coaster I was about to experience. From the moment the end credits rolled, I ran out of the theater like Herbert West escaping from a morgue, and I was shouting to anyone who would listen, "You have to see this movie." Now, for the uninitiated, Re-animator is a 1985 horror comedy masterpiece based on the H.P. Lovecraft 1922 serial novelette Herbert West Re-animator. And fun fact, the story is older than most of the things you'd find in a nursing home. The plot follows medical student Herbert West, played by the brilliant Jeffrey Combs, who invents a glowing green serum capable of bringing the dead back to life.
I've broken the 6 to 12 minute barrier. I've conquered brain death.
Of course, things don't exactly go smoothly because, surprise, surprise, resurrecting dead things doesn't come with a user manual.
You killed him!
No, I did not. I gave him life.
Herbert teams up with his hapless classmate Dan Kane, and the two begin testing the serum on human corpses.
I had to kill him!
What? He's dead? Not anymore.
This, of course, puts them at odds with Dr. Carl Hill, a professor who'd like to steal the serum for himself, and who eventually gets a little too attached to his own decapitated head.
Mr. West.
You'll never get credit for my discovery. Who's going to believe a talking head? Get a job in a sideshow.
Things escalate from mildly crazy to absolutely batshit insane, with reanimated cats, zombie armies, and, well, a certain infamous scene involving Barbara Crampton, a surgical table, and an uncomfortably enthusiastic severed head. I'll say no more, but if you know, you know. Speaking of Barbara Crampton, Barbara, if you're watching this, let me just say I've been in love with you since 1985. No offense to Jeffrey Combs, but you were the reason I watched this movie 3 more times in the theaters. Your charm, your beauty, your impeccable scream queen skills. You were the highlight of my hormonal teenage years, Barbara. Yeah, so, homie, I mean it, just slide into my DMs and let's talk. But I digress. Back to Jeffrey Combs, the unsung hero of this film. Now, rumor has it that he was initially hesitant to just take the role. I mean, thinking that the script was so bonkers that it would never see the light of day. But he needed the work, so he said yes, and thank Cthulhu, he did. But his portrayal of Herbert West is nothing short of iconic. It's the kind of performance that makes you say, this guy isn't just acting. He's channeling pure madness.
I'm very disappointed in you. You steal the secret of life and death, and here you are, trysting with the bubble-headed co-ed. You're not even a second-rate scientist.
Now, let me tell you what makes Re-animator stand out. One of the most boring experiences on Earth is a bad movie without the courage of its lack of convictions. And you know the type, those movies that can't decide if they want to be serious or campy, so they end up being neither. Well, Re-animator is not that movie. From the very first scene, this film proudly plants the flag in the land of the deranged and says, we are going for it. And boy, does it go for it. By the end, you're not just on the edge of your seat. You're pacing around the living room, questioning reality itself as to, what did I just watch?
You?
Star.
What's even more impressive is how this movie came to life. Originally, it was conceived as a stage play, then reworked as a half-hour TV pilot before finally being developed into a feature film by director Stuart Gordon. It hit theaters in October of 1985, playing in 129 theaters during its opening weekend, and grossing just over $543,000. Now, that might not sound like much, but it went on to make over $2 million on a $900,000 budget, cementing its place in cult cinema history. Re-animator isn't just a movie, it's a movement. It's inspired countless horror films, proving that you don't need a massive budget to create something memorable. All you need is a wild premise, a fearless cast, and the kind of guts, literal and metaphorical, that leave a lasting impression. Re-animator? It was a stroke of mad scientist genius. A blend of horror, humor, and buckets of gooey gore that left audiences both screaming and laughing. But then came Bride of Re-animator and Beyond Re-animator, proving that lightning doesn't always strike the same beaker twice. While the sequels had their moments, they lack the sharp wit and twisted charm of the original. But still, if you're into bizarre experiments gone wrong, they're definitely worth a watch. So, in conclusion, if you've never seen Re-animator, do yourself a favor and watch it immediately. If you have seen it, watch it again for the 40th anniversary and then tell a friend about it. If you love it as much as I do, hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. And leave a comment below sharing your favorite scene. I would love to know what you have to say about the movie. Oh, and Barbara, seriously, call me. Okay? Call me.